I was being racist, that I was racially profiling him, and to this day, I don't know what he meant by that. I apologized and tried to explain that I was talking to the other man walking out the door, and then he cut me off and told me to speak to him in his native white language, putting heavy emphasis on the word white when he said it. So I then began to take random phrases that I could remember in various languages like French, German, Italian, and I also threw a little Polish. And the guy goes off. He says, "Stop! I can't understand what you're saying, you quarter wanted me to be." So I was trying all of them to see which one it was. The guy starts calling me racist again, claiming he was going to call Corbett on me for racially discriminating against him and not giving him service. I then told him that I don't know what he wanted me to do because he was too busy racially profiling me and spitting racial slurs at me for asking him. Now at this, he smiles smugly and says that nobody's going to believe him anyway. For a company policy, I could box up 2 dozen donuts to bring home with me before it ends. I'll call her Anne in the story. She suggested that since it's so nice to have donuts once a week, that we should do a weekly snack day where everybody can bring something in. They decided that this would be on Thursday, and I said that I would just continue bringing donuts every week on Monday as my contribution. Everybody was okay with this, except for Anne. She said, no. Snack day is Thursday. If you're not going to bring a snack on Thursday, then you aren't welcome to participate. Now at that, I was pretty pissed, but what can you do? It's only one snack one time. And then I got to thinking about it. I was only required to bring a snack. Not something sweet or delicious or even palatable. As long as it was edible, then it counted. The next closing shift, I grabbed an extra empty dozen box. I then went to the store next to them and bought 5 potatoes. I then washed them and put them right in the box, and dropped the box off early morning to my Spanish classmates. No one would get wise to the actual content. Apparently, the earlier classes had seen the box and told them everybody was excited. I brought them up, put them on top of the elbow projector, and tried my best not to betray the extra half. My classmates all scurried out excitedly, and Anne herself was one to open the box. And then a blank expression turns a raw frustration.
We don't get burrito
Anne
either.
protested, "You were supposed to bring a snack today." I then say to her, "I did." Now I said that as I walked up to the box,
So you enjoy celebrating your birthday for once.
while making direct eye contact with them. And then
Your
say to
birthday's
her,
over.
"You don't have to have any if you don't want."
Yes, it is.
So with that, everybody shuffled back to their desks. And Anne tried desperately to grab any argument out of
Okay, it's
thin air.
almost
It was
over. You
not
got 2
coming.
hours
I
left of your
finished my
birthday.
potato triumphantly and brought the rest home for my mom after school.
Now
The
go
box was
night-night.
checked. She could
What
not
are you
find
saying
it
over
in
here?
front of the
You're not
snack.
going to
It's
your birthday
Everybody else in
night-night.
class thought she was a bit over the top. Thought the answer
What?
was hilarious. After they got over the initial disappointment.
We did
I
Saturday.
couldn't hold it together. Just picturing
Saturday
eating
we
a
did.
freaking raw potato while staring
Well,
at
you got your
straight in the
today you got
eyes
your
just makes my
presents.
day. I do have one question though.
Not
Who the
my
heck was
regular
Santa Claus? Like, yeah, let's face the snack
Yeah,
day
you got
off
your
with
regular
donuts that
presents,
Opie
yeah,
brings
these
in
are
every single
fun.
week, but then make the decision that Opie's contribution will no longer be enough. Like, what kind of Karen BS is that, guys? I also thought that Opie was gonna bring in rock hard donuts that he boxed on Monday, but I guess potatoes work too, right? Both are edible, but kind of unappetizing.
The Talisman Coffee Shop and Bakery is the perfect way to begin the day at charming Petersburg Square. Stop in for craft coffee, scratch-made baked goods and breads, teas and specialty drinks. And if you're still hungry, make the Talisman your lunch spot with a lineup of delicious sandwiches built on the Talisman's own house-made bread. Located next door to Broadgate, it's the perfect beginning or ending to a day in town. Meet me at the Talisman.
around is kind of long, but it is important to the story to understand how ridiculous this nurse was being, and how clumsy I was. So, way back in the magical year of 2000, I was a teenager attending summer camp. Usually, it's day only. There's tons of outdoor activities, such as canoeing, hiking, swimming, archery, the works. I did not break my arm doing any of these. For the older 2 years of kids, they would host an overnight in tents once a month. I was 13, and I was finally allowed to go, and I was very excited. Got my tent, my sleeping bag, and my friends. The night went as you would expect, when there's 20 13-year-olds in tents with adults nearby. We tried to pull as many stupid stunts as we could get away with. I got dared to stand on a picnic table and dance. And yeah, 13-year-olds aren't very creative. So I get up there, and I did. In the dark, while it was raining. I do want to note that I did not break my arm dancing on a wet table in near darkness. So when we all had a good laugh, I went to step down using the bench, and I missed. My leg plunged down in the gap between the bench and the table, and I went down and forward. I hit the bench on my way, pivoted around really fast, and landed on my outstretched hands. And there was an audible snap. So my left forearm, bearing my full weight and sudden deceleration, broke in half like a twig. It didn't even break skin. I remember rolling over, seeing my arm with suddenly 2 elbows, panicking, and then pushing it back into place. Not perfectly, obviously, as it was broken, but it was no longer at a 90-degree angle. And that's when it starts hurting a lot. The ambulance took forever to get us, as they kept missing the turnoff for the campsite. I then found out later that they drove past it for most of that time. Eventually, it arrives, I'm loaded in, and it's off to the hospital. When we finally arrived, it's been an hour since I broke my arm. Now, I've been in intense pain the whole time, and the EMTs hadn't given me anything for it. Now, I don't remember why. The whole ride is pretty fuzzy. So this is where the malicious compliance comes in. I get brought to the main desk and triage area. Now, this hag of a woman with permanent resting bitch face starts asking me questions, while EMTs are standing by with me after telling her what they knew. Now, it was a bit fuzzy, but the gist is, the nurse asks, so what happened? I tell her I fell and I broke my arm. It really hurts. EMT said you could give me something while I wait. The nurse then rolls her eyes and makes a tap noise. And she says, we have to get your arm x-rayed first to make sure it's really broken. We can't give you anything until we're sure, so go have a seat. I then say to her, I'm sure it broke in half. I put it back in place. At this, the nurse smirks and says, really? You broke it in half. Prove it. I get kids like you all the time looking for drugs. So hearing this, I'm beyond pissed. I've been in agony for over an hour, and this woman's treating me like absolute garbage. Now, even if it was a sprain, shouldn't that warrant some kind of pain management? I'm holding my arm, and I think for a second, and then decide, you know what, F it. As the EMTs are about to interject, I raise my left arm, grab the far end of my forearm with my right hand, and I push, and my arm bends very, very far. The nurse's face drains of all color, and she